Story of Galina Nikolaeva, Moscow, 1996.
I am 62 years old and have grown up in an atheistic family. I was only baptized at the age of 50. A year ago I and my friend Olga were returning from our dacha by bus. In that year of 1996 the Lord had given us an abundant crop of apples. We entered the nearly empty bus, and several old people got on with us. Suddenly a group of teenagers appeared on the bus like a whirlwind. The teenagers appeared to be possessed by an evil force. They shouted, laughed raucously, pushed each other, jumped up and down, hung out of the windows, and I froze at the thought of their ending up under the wheels of the bus. There was no use talking to them, they were unable to listen to anyone. Olga and I began to pray. We read all the prayers we knew, but the frenzied activity did not cease. In despair we intensified our prayers, and the Lord heard us. He sent us the following saving thought. We are traveling from Butovo, where thousands of priests and laymen had suffered from the godless regime. We should pray to the new martyrs of Russia. Then I appealed to Tsar Nicholas II with the following words: Our dear sovereign, forgive us, the children and grandchildren of those who had murdered you so heinously. Even though you are in heaven and we are on earth, we are still your subjects. Look at our children, they are unable to stand in truth, which they have never been able to learn. This is not their sin. Every day the television, the radio, the aggressive ads, the pornographic publications pour like a turbid stream into their young hearts and poison them with the belief that everything is allowed and that Christian laws should be mocked and trampled upon. I beseech you, our sovereign, to intercede for them before the Lord, to chase away the evil spirits which torture these unfortunate children. And that Sir helped. Suddenly and unexpectedly the teenagers quieted down, and by the end of the trip we could even talk to them. Afterwards we often traveled on the bus with them and the horror was never repeated. We offered them apples, while they helped us carry our bags onto the bus. O holy royal martyrs, pray to God for us.
Story of Vasilchenko family, Moscow. We would like to tell you about the help our family received from Tsar Nicholas. With the birth of a second child we had the theoretical possibility of ameliorating our living conditions, but practically there was little hope. Together with our two children we occupied one room of a two-bedroom apartment in a family complex. It was very difficult for us to keep peace with our neighbors. The nervous situation in the apartment had a particularly detrimental effect on our children's health. Our priest gave us his blessing to pray and try to acquire a separate abode. We were able to quickly gather all the necessary documents and hand them in to the Housing Commission, where we were told that although according to the rules we had a right to a separate apartment, we should not expect anything in the near future. Realistically we would probably have to wait several years. There were many candidates and too few apartments. At that time we already knew the truth about Tsar Nicholas II and were filled with tenderness and love for the royal family. We began to ask for the Tsar's help with our housing problem, and with faith in God's providence we went again to see the chairman of the Housing Commission. This time we were greatly amazed to learn that circumstances had changed, and we were offered an unexpectedly vacated separate two-bedroom apartment. What joy! We felt joy not only at receiving an apartment of our own, but also at feeling the closeness of the royal martyrs and all the saints to us. From that time on we often appealed to the Holy Tsar Nicholas, and help came immediately under extraordinary circumstances. Since Tsar Nicholas II was not only our sovereign, but also head of a large family, we began to pray to him whenever we had family conflicts and disagreements. Peace was restored to our family very quickly. O holy royal martyrs, pray to God for us.